The following episode is rated D for dumb. Right, Harry?
The following program is rated D for dumb.
Yeah, I just want to get confirmation. If Harry doesn't say it, it's not true. We need Harry to confirm. Hey, everybody, can you confirm something for me? Are you ready to go for a drive? Well, Hal in Philly is going to sing us a song called Going for a Drive. Bring it, Hal.
9 o'clock, I'm bored to death. Smoke so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me, my best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the brooding kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
That's right, Alex. Alex Exum, Alexexum, my announcer for the show the last 4.5 years. We are ready to go for a drive. You guys want to go with me? All right. It is the fastest podcast on earth. We are going to dumb it down. We're going to talk about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. I appreciate everybody tagging along, riding shotgun or in the back seat. The Kia doesn't have as much room as the Caravan does, but it is a very reliable vehicle. Right now, let's do a quick mileage report, and I'll give you a quick New York State weather report. Some of you can guess what I'm going to say already, so get ready to say it with me. But the mileage report, I'm going to go through a red light here. Screw that. I don't have time to wait. 288,000. I should have timpani music. Linda, how come I don't have timpani music? I should have timpani. Is that what it's called, timpani? Timpani music, like Jerry Lewis had. Yeah, we should do that. I should find that. I don't think I have it in my... I don't think it's already... I don't have it. Okay, here we go. 288,812 miles on the 2008 Kia Rio LX. Yay! All right, that's exciting. A lot of Kias don't make it this far. I've kept this thing running pretty good. And I definitely have been fortunate. I think I've been very lucky. It's a very pragmatic car. It's very economical, 35 miles to the gallon, even at 288,000. I haven't lost any fuel efficiency. That's amazing, isn't it? I think it's amazing. And there's very little rust in this car, very little. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably de-rust it, but I think that's I don't know if it's worth it. But anyway, I'd love to do it. The one thing this car doesn't have that would make this car perfect, what is it? I think I've mentioned it before. Cruise control. If I could just have cruise control, that would make this car perfect. It really would be. Everything else works. Air conditioning, heat, and it's a small car, so it heats up quickly. And with you guys riding along, forget about it. I don't even need to turn on the heat. We just sit here and all fart together and just rub our shoulders because we're so tight for, I assume rather large people, which probably would kill the gas mileage of this car. I'd probably get down to 30. If I actually drove with people, I wouldn't get 35 miles to the gallon. Anyway, and let's do a quick New York State weather report. What's the weather, guys? What do you think the weather is? Well, it's 8:32 in the morning on December 23rd. What do you think the New York State weather is? It's sunshine. It is blue sky, and there's sunshine. Absolute, abundant sunshine. It is amazing. This car, I'm going to lower the heat even more because this car is like a greenhouse as I head south down the New York State Thruway in a couple of minutes, and the sun is still rising in the east. And by the time I get to the Thruway and I'm headed south, the sun will be to my left and a little bit in front of me. So it'll hit the driver's side window, the door window, and it'll hit the windshield, which will create this greenhouse effect. Is that the proper nomenclature? It's a greenhouse, and then I could grow plants in here. Not probiotics. What's that? I don't know. Forget about it. There's a commercial I hear all the time about hydroponics. I could do hydroponics in here. Forget about it. I'll photosynthesize on the way down. Whatever that means. The sun will affect my color. I probably can get a driver's tan today on the way down. If I just went strictly south from Plattsburgh all the way down to Yonkers, down to the thruway, I bet you by the end of it, 5 hours later, I would have quite the tan on my driver's side of my face, the left side of my face. Anyway, all right, so December 23rd is the date that I'm recording this. I am on the way home. I had listen to this. Today's full of numbers today. I don't know what the temperature is. In fact, I think it's supposed to get into the 50s, which is interesting for December. So it's a sunny day. By the way, thanks to Linda Irwin, Awesome Insanity Surfers, for Harry's voice, the AI voice you heard at the beginning of the show. I already thanked Hal in Philly. You can find his song Going for a Drive on Bandcamp.com. It's only $1, just $1. A great Christmas gift. It's a great song. I've played it several times. I mean, samples of it, so you can hear what it sounds like. It's a 4-minute song. It's a great song. And of course, I thanked Alex XM for the intro. The weather is fantastic. I did the mileage report, right? And the weather is 50 degrees and sunshine. It's crazy. Last night I did. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. How many hours did I do last night? You want to guess how many hours I did last night? I talk about it all the time. But last night I had equipment issues, so I went above and beyond. I clocked out having done 16 hours and 46 minutes of work. Frankly, I'm not even sure if that's legal. I think I'm supposed to max out at 16. But nobody's going to look at that until they audit. If they audit, then we'll have a problem. Somebody's going to come to me and say, how did you do 16 hours? How did you do almost 17 hours? Well, I had equipment issues. And by the time I got back to the yard, it was 16 hours, and then I had a fuel, which I guess I wasn't supposed to do. I guess once you get to the yard, you're supposed to stop everything and go home. But listen, I started early yesterday, and boy, I really was counting on getting done early because I started early, and then next thing you know, I have equipment issues, and I end up having to switch tractors. Then the shop had to come out and repair my truck, but I was already 25 miles to the west because of the new system of the cashless tolls that the Thruway and Mayor Andrew Cuomo, Governor Mayor Cuomo, and Mayor Governor De Blasio, Anyway, the two dummies, horrible. One of some of the worst regimes we've ever had. But, they ruined the Thruway with this cashless tolls. It's great if you're a car, but if you're a tractor-trailer and you do doubles, it's horrible. You got to do all this extra mileage. So I'm way, way out of the way with a broken broken trailer. And the shop had to come out, and it took forever. And then we had to figure out what the problem was. It was electrical. It's one of the worst things to ever figure out. And thank God it wasn't. It was windy, but it wasn't that cold. If it was snowy, if it was rainy or snowy, I would have felt so bad for this mechanic, because I stood out there with him, but that doesn't help him at all. I try not to say nothing, just stand there and watch him work. I don't like sitting in the truck because I know that makes me like a prince, like I'm a king, and all right, good, the help is here, fix it. I sit here in comfort, so I like to go out there and suffer in the high wind or the freezing temperatures. But can you imagine being a mechanic out there with your fingers and you try to find an electrical problem? And this great mechanic we have, Mike, came out and helped me out, and we figured it out. But the damage was done. I was so late, so far behind schedule. But anyway, so I'm going home. If I stay awake throughout the whole show, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. All right, so that's 9 minutes of hello there. How are you? Weather, mileage, thank yous. Don't forget the number. If you want to call, nobody's called in a long time. You're more than welcome to call the Dumbing It Down with Dave dumb line. Some people would call it the hotline, but I like to call it the dumb line because everything on the show is dumb. It's a dumbcast and a carcast. I haven't said that in a long time. And it is the fastest podcast on earth. Right now I'm going about 58 miles an hour. But in a couple of minutes I'll be traveling at an undetermined rate of speed, which I really don't want to divulge. It's safe to say somewhere between 65 and 80 miles an hour. Whatever is comfortable on the New York State Thruway. The trick on the New York State Thruway, and probably anywhere in the world, to not getting a ticket is you can go fast, just don't go faster than everybody else. Just find one person that goes faster than you and stay a comfortable distance behind them, and you'll probably never get a ticket. Whatever they're doing, just do a couple of miles less. Keep them within your sight, with a quarter mile, an eighth of a mile, and, you'll be fine. Anyway, I want to quickly share something with you from one of our listeners. Patrick Maruki posted something. I did not clear this with him, although he posted it on Facebook, so I'd imagine that it's okay that I discuss it. So he posted something. I'm going to read his post. Patrick Maruki wrote about a day ago, I have the solution to the healthcare issue. And then he does like 5 or 6 dots. I think 3 dots is enough, Patrick. No, far be it for me to tell you how to post on Facebook, but 3 dots is enough. I have the solution to the healthcare issue. Give us all the same health insurance that the politicians in Washington have and fund it the same way theirs is funded. Period. Yeah. And I wrote, makes sense. And I also wrote, how is it that we haven't done that already? Every time I switch, that makes all the sense in the world, Patrick. Why aren't we doing that? There's a definite problem with this country that makes all the sense in the world. Whatever the senators and the congressmen and the governors, whatever the guys in government have, we should just have the same thing. Why not? I know that when I've switched from job to job, like right now I'm at this company, I can't have CDPHP, which I think stands for Capital District Physicians Health Network, whatever the second, I don't know what the other P stands for. But it's supposed to be a very good health thing. I've also heard people in Cleveland, they have great health care because something about the Cleveland Clinic or something like that. I don't know. I don't know who's good and who's bad. I've heard people love Blue Cross Blue Shield. People hate Blue Cross Blue Shield. Whatever. I don't know. There's Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's New York Blue. There's all these different blue. I've had Texas, right? I think I've had Texas BCBX. They call it Blue Cross Blue Shield BS. Yeah, BCBS or whatever. Whatever it is. And what I find fascinating, and I'm sure you do too, is that healthcare will cost different for me because of the group that I'm in, right? My company is only so big, so we pay this much for the same healthcare that you pay for, but you'll pay less because you're in a larger group than me. So the larger the group, the less you pay. Is that true? I don't know how this all works, but I have a recollection of that. And I can't be in your group because I don't work at your job, and you can't be in my group because you don't work at my job. And if I live in New York and I have to be with these people, people in Texas have to be with those people. So I don't think in New York we have a thing called Health South. I think that used to be a company that used to be in existence. Health South, they probably been bought or merged or went out of business or whatever. And I've done a show about this once before. So thank you. Well, Patrick didn't write that for the show. He wrote that for Facebook, whatever. And thank God he didn't make a meme of it. He just wrote his own words. I like that. Stupid memes. Nobody needs a meme. By the way, the sun is right in my eyes now. Oh my God. So now I'm going to put on my sunglasses. Okay. So, why is the entire United States in 200 different groups? Why are we with all these insurance companies? By the way, and I've done this, like I said, I've done a show about this once before, so I remember a couple of things I said. Why is there a middleman between me and my doctor? Isn't that kind of mafioso a little bit? Like, hey, you want health care? Yeah, I need health care. All right, you got to pay me. I'll take care of everything. Wait a minute. Why do I got to pay you? Because I'll break your knees. You're going to need more health care. So you won't have health care if you don't pay me. So pay me and I'll pay your doctor. Don't worry about it. Why are you asking so many questions for? Because I'm going to see my doctor. I'm going to be in the office. I'll just write him a check. Or her. No, you can't do that. I got to get my cut. But why you got to get your cut? You don't provide health care. He provides, or she does. Yeah, well, he's busy. He doesn't have time to do books. I do the books for him. Really? You don't seem like the type of guy that should be doing books. You seem like the type of guy that should be breaking kneecaps. Why don't you I'm just going to pay the doctor. I'm going to go in there with some cash. So if my well visit is $200, I'm going to offer him cash. Maybe he'll take $160. Hey, I got to make a living too, No, you don't. Why do you got to make a living? Why don't you go get a real job? Well, I don't understand it. You're like a collector. That's mafioso. You're like on the docks collecting, like Rocky did in that movie. And then Paulie took over. See, I don't get that. I don't understand why I got to pay somebody to pay the doctor. And I don't know what health care congressmen have. Who do they have, Patrick? You should do a little bit more investigating. I mean, not that you want homework, but you seem to have a lot of free time on your hands. You haven't made a meme in a while, so why don't you go do some research, find out what kind of health care do they have? And why can't we have that? Do you realize if the whole country was on the same health care as the congressmen and the senators and the governors and the president and all that other stuff, then we'd have the largest group in the world. And I would think health care would be incredibly affordable. And yeah, all these other companies would probably go out of business. Which would be a little sad, right? Because all those people would be out of work. We don't want that. But they would just get hired by the other company. I would think there's got to be a way to keep these people employed a little bit or retrain the other ones. That's not really a real job. To be the middleman, to collect the money for the doctors. Why do we have all these? And I did a show about this where I go, do you know how many buildings across this country exist because we pay these middlemen to pay the doctors? Blue Cross Blue Shield has buildings all across this country. Health South used to. What other health? Whatever. I know in Albany, I drive by the CDPHP building. There's a lot of glass. There's a lot of phones. They pay a lot of electricity. They got to pay the workers to answer the phones, to file the claims. It seems like it's archaic to me that we have all these buildings. And it's not 5 buildings. It's like 5,000 buildings across. It's 50 states. Does every state have 100 buildings dedicated to taking your money and passing it on to the doctor or the hospital or the dentist or whoever? I bet. Right? I bet there's 100 buildings per state. New York State? Yeah, New York City alone probably has how many buildings? And then you go to Albany and Rochester and Buffalo. All these major cities have buildings. I bet you there's about somewhere between 1,000 to 5,000 buildings across this country that are taking up unnecessary space and are hired. They're harboring unnecessary employees to take our money and pay doctors with it. And then you pay more because how much money do you think these people make? You think they make $5,000 a year answering the phones and filing claims? No, they make $35,000, $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 a year. But they don't provide health care. Is that your point, Patrick, in this post that you made? Why are all these people benefiting from the fact that I'm either sick or I'm well? These people make money regardless of my health. They don't care of my outcome. They care that I stay employed, because if I stay employed, then my company takes out a certain amount of money and gives it to whatever. Well, actually now my wife has it. I don't, because she's working. So I go with her health care. But that's besides the point. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm making sense. There's a whole humongous, there's a black hole, a green hole. There's a financial green hole that's sucking up all our money and giving it to all these people. I know a woman that used to work for, not AmeriCare. I don't know what it was called. Some horrible healthcare thing. Oh, yeah, MVP is another one, right? I mean, Yeah, there's a green hole. You want to call it a black hole, it's a black hole, but whatever. It's just sucking up all this money. It spins and spins and spins, and it just sucks up all the money. I mean, isn't that obvious? Why is healthcare expensive? Well, because these people go to school and they deserve to get paid for. Yeah, I get that, but I don't. Why am I paying Paulie? Why am I paying that thug on the dock? Why do I have to pay him? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so there you go. So thank you, Patrick. He didn't write that for the show, but I saw it and I responded to it because I'm a good friend. I click like, I subscribe, I do all that. Not that people do that for me, but that's okay, whatever. So, and it's a nice change of pace. I was going to do a show about somebody who wasn't nice to me, but I'm not really ready to do that show yet, and I kind of felt like this was something I felt very strongly about. And I was going to talk a little bit about the holidays, which I probably will now. Talk about some Christmas, talk about some Hanukkah, talk about the New Year's coming up, because today is the 23rd, and I figured I'll do a show, and then I'll do another show maybe this weekend. I like to get the first one out of the way. I said I was going to do a show on Tuesday on the way in, and Saturday or Sunday on the way home. So today is Wednesday on the way home, and then whatever. So maybe you'll get 2 on the way home shows. What's the difference? But I wanted to get it done. I want to make it happen. All right, so there's that. If you have any thoughts or feelings, don't forget you can tweet me at dumbwithdave, You can email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com. Definitely go to Facebook and go to the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, the Dumbing It Down with Dave Facebook group. I'm on Instagram, by the way. We got a lot of things happening on Instagram. A lot of posts over there. I think it's Dumbing It Down with Dave, Instagram. I also have a Tumblr, but nobody goes there. I haven't cultivated the Tumblr. I don't even know why I have it. Somebody was supposed to help me with that years ago. We never got around to it. We ended up in a conversation for an hour and a half. We never got the Tumblr going. I don't know who goes to Tumblr. I don't do Reddit. I don't do anything else really. So it's Instagram, Twitter, at Dumb with Dave, and the Facebook group is the best. But I love you if you want to call. You want to call and leave a voicemail, right? You want to leave a message on the Dumb line. That's 3477 I am dumb. 3477, the letter I, the letter M, DUMB, or 347-746-3862. 347-746-3862. Try to leave a message like 30 or 60 seconds, and if you can, and keep it clean. No profanity. Any profanity, I don't play it on the air whatsoever. All right, so there you go. All right, so Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. You know me, I'm not a holiday guy. I don't really need holidays. I find holidays a big pain in the butt. I also think they're bad for this country. I realize how important, because I don't want to go total bah humbug, right? That's too typical. I'm not going to go total bah humbug, because I understand the effect that Christmas has on the economy. Although, I will say this, pragmatically speaking, if we never amped up the holiday as a commercial holiday, I bet you back in 1910, there was no Black Friday. There was no crazy. I don't know how much of the economy was taking place on Christmas of 1910. I don't know who has that information, but we all know that more recently, in the last, 10, 20 years, with the Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, with the Walmart and the Target and the Kmart and all that, with the Sears and all the sales, that it really got out of hand. You know, Black Friday at 5 in the morning, Black Friday at 3 in the morning, Black Friday at midnight, and then there was some rioting and stampeding. People died, and then they backpedaled a little bit, and they let people not go to work. It's a whole thing. But this country is definitely obsessed, with Christmas. It's supposed to be the biggest commercial, economic impact of the year. But if we never amped it up to begin with, we would never have missed it. But we amped it up, right? Oh, sale. Commercials, Norelco, get the shaver, and the car with the red ribbon. By the way, have any of you ever received a car with a red ribbon on it? Is that what that is? It's a ribbon. Yeah, a bow, a ribbon, whatever that is. No, nobody does that, right? That's just in fantasy land. You know, the guy, the young couple with the beautiful house, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I got his trucks." And she goes, "Oh, I love this one, you know, the red one." He goes, "Oh, I was supposed to have the red. I like black." Oh boy, that guy's having a tough day. He has to settle with the brand new black truck, whatever. So all of stuff, you know, this craziness that we have with diamonds, there's craziness with cars, craziness with appliances. They're supposed to change your life. All this insanity. We've definitely amped up the holiday. So I understand the economic impact, although I'm going to stick to my pragmatism. If we never amped it up in the first place, if we never made such a huge deal of it, it wouldn't be, and we wouldn't miss it. But you know, this is the situation we have now. So now it's kind of like we're drug addicts. We can't just stop cold turkey. Can't just do that. Can't just say, all right, you know what? 2021, we're going to really cut back on the shopping. No, of course not. Walmart's not going to be happy. Nobody's going to be happy with that. It's not good for the economy. It's good for the environment. It's not good for the economy. But Americans are really insanely obsessed with big screen TVs. The flatter, the better. A couple of years ago, we liked TVs with a curve. Is that still a thing? Do we need TVs that are curved? I don't know what you guys are buying or for Christmas. I'm curious if you want to share that, what you've bought for Christmas, if you bought anything at all. What are your feelings about holidays in general? And I also think the problem with holidays, for me, oh, Dave, you must have had such a sad childhood. Yeah, in a way I did, but all those toys I got, looking back now, you know, when I got the Johnny Lightning, I got the Hot Wheels and G.I. Joe. But I had to beg for the G.I. Joe. AFX, I had the AFX racing set. You know, those are all just substitutes for love. Maybe that sounds too heavy. Maybe that sounds sappy. But really, if my father, and we are going to go down that road just a little bit, if my father was really involved in my life, if he really comforted me, put his arms around me, let me know I was a good boy, and we did things together, and I wouldn't have needed a toy ever. Ever. But all those things was a nice compensation for the fact that he wasn't around. And I think in a way, all this gift buying is just a substitute for love. It's a substitute for being validated. It's a substitute for somebody paying attention to you. And I know that's not true for everybody. Some people are in love and get things that they love for the people that they love, and I get all that. But really, if you're an adult, you can just buy your own gift. You don't need somebody to get you a gift. And if you wouldn't get that gift yourself, then you probably have an issue. You don't think you're worthy. So somebody has to tell you that you're worthy by getting the gift for you. You go, oh, thank you. That's such a nice gift. Well, you're an adult. You could have just gotten it yourself. Right? So I think holidays, these types of holidays like Christmas, feed into the manic depression of this country. We're high as a kite for the next couple of weeks. Then after New Year's, we come crashing down. Crashing down. Oh, New Year's. January's nothing. Then we go into February. You know, we'll have all the snow, all this bad weather, and everybody's just bummed out. The days are short. You know, yesterday or the day or the winter solstice, so the days are short. The shortest day ever. Now the days will get longer by a minute a day, but still, they still feel very short. So I think all this fake joy, to me it's fake, is not good for the country. All this gift buying is not good for the country. But I'm curious what you have to say. I'm curious because that's what the show is all about. Interaction. Call me, tweet me, get in touch with me. Let me know how you feel. Share your comments in the Spreaker comment box. Or just sing a song like Hal and Philly. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats, Godspeed, and great skills. Take care. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everybody. Be safe.